So then let's talk about what the employees are saying. So you reach out to your customers, you talk to them,
hmm
and then what are you asking your employees?
yeah, so I ask a lot of prying questions. Like the first one I know that's on the form is what's something I need to hear that I'm probably not hearing? And so it's just like something that's very open ended, very thought provoking. Other ones are like, what are we currently doing that we probably shouldn't be doing anymore? Or that you might question why we're doing it. And I ask probably 7 or 8 of these types of questions, and then because it's a Google form, it comes back in this giant matrix, and right now, it's a matrix. I haven't actually dug through a whole lot of it. I've just spot checked here and there. The beauty of some of the tools available to us these days is I could read through it all. I could drop it in ChatGPT or Claude and have it, like, be like, "What are your key takeaways? What are the whispers? What are people not saying directly, but that are resonating across messaging or tone?" So I'm really excited to, like, leverage some of these not new tools, but tools that are becoming part of our daily life. And what I'm recognizing actually now is like we've had a history, and not to brag, but like we've had a history of just really positive like reviews and all these opportunities for people to give feedback were often like just ideas of inspiration. And I can already tell this year, and likely driven by a lot of the uncertainty and the quick shifts we've had to make in the business because of the shifting regulations, is just needing a lot more communications, especially about the vision and how it connects to the daily actions, like, that we need to be communicating as leaders. And I'm saying all this not just because I feel like opening the book on what's happening at Vertosa, but because I think it is actually very important for every business leader in cannabis right now to be thinking about, like, how are you leading your teams through all of this uncertainty? And what are the levels of transparency and communication you're having with them? Because that is already what I'm recognizing as the key takeaway.
Yeah. I think that as we assess culture and think about how to lead culture and also execution and all the other things that we're trying to do in a company, especially in cannabis, there is this level of instability that cannabis employees have been living with for years. It's like if you've been working in cannabis, you have just never felt stable in your job
Mm,
because who knows what might happen or what might get shut down. And even in legal cannabis regulated states, like the companies have been through so much financial up and down that there has not only been not an investment in culture and employee benefit programs and things like that are on par with other industries, but I think sometimes the leaders think that they're shouldering all of the uncertainty and the stress themselves, but the employees feel it.
mm,
They do, and it gets in the way of people being able to get shit done and to stay on task because they're worried about if they need to be worried about how they're gonna be paying rent or if they can go home for Christmas because of how expensive plane tickets are or whatever, and so it makes sense that in a year like we've had that even after many years of your employee happiness being incredibly high, that you might be seeing some new questions that could speak to an undertone of some fear related to how stable is my job? How
mhm.
stable is this industry? Because it's stuff that feels very out of control of frontline staff.
Yeah, and I feel, because our company's 8 years old at this point, and we've been through a number of these kind of cycles and waves, and, you know, we leaders, I do think, naturally seek to kind of shoulder a lot of that, or at least be a buffer to that uncertainty, and create the buffer of create some stability amongst the uncertainty. But at a certain point, the unknown, like, always, like, gnaws at people. And, um, yeah, I think right now I just been thinking about a lot of that. We have an incredible team that we've curated over all those years, all the ups and downs, like, we always come out stronger, with an even, like, larger, more stable core. And, I think we're at a point with our trajectory where it's like, and maybe it's not just our trajectory, maybe it's just everyone needs to start really thinking about, like, how do you just give more ownership and realize that we're all adults and that, like, people have the ability to shoulder that stress with you.